Iraq and most of Syria. A United Nations group is now set to debate some major changes in who controls the internet. The agenda of next week's meeting is still a secret, but some proposals have leaked out, and here are some of them. Rules to let countries control the internet content within their own borders. Russia's backing that one. Also, some Arab countries are pushing for identification of all internet users. Some developing nations are asking to make individual websites pay to reach users across international borders. Critics say changes to the current open internet policies could lead to new censorship. They say it'll give new ammunition to countries that try to silence critics, places like Iran and China, for example. The United States government opposes all these changes, as do tech giants like Google, Facebook, and Microsoft. But officials with the United Nations group say this has nothing to do with censorship at all. They say they just want to update the current treaty, which has stayed in the same place since 1988, long before the internet became such a household term, and long before we all used it. Let's get now to counterterrorism and computer crime analyst Morgan Wright, who's live with us this afternoon. Morgan, thank you.
Hi, Shep.
You know, you start reading this stuff, and it becomes this weird soup. What exactly are they doing?
Look, this is Atlas Shrugged in the 21st century. I mean, what they're trying to do is they're doing it under the guise of we want a tax. It's about certain things about revenue. The sender pays. But really what this boils down to, it boils down to control. It boils down to the control and the free flow of information and ideas. And the minute you do that, you end up with Syria, which is they cut off communications and keep people from the outside understanding what's really going on the inside.
Well, this is obviously not something that the United States is for. If we don't sign off on this, does that mean it doesn't happen, or is everybody what's the word?
Well, you know, this whole thing is complex because the internet was really built by technologists and engineers, not by a bunch of bureaucrats and legislators. I'm not a lawyer, so I can't tell you what would happen if we don't sign off on it. What I can tell you, though, it would make it very difficult for big companies like we have, like the Ciscos of the world, the AT&Ts, Facebook, all these folks who have technology or content that go into other areas. I mean, you're talking about proliferating the legal issues, the challenges, and at the end of the day, there are going to be losers, and the losers are going to be consumers and the citizens and the people who use the internet.
And the United Nations is where this thing is being head up? Really?
Man, I tell you what, I'm still, you could have knocked me over with a feather. I'm shocked that these guys want to control stuff, right? But the perfect example is, you know, look at Iran, look at Russia, look at China, look at all these places that are saying that, well, we want to do it under the guise of one thing, but what it really boils down to, it's dual use. If you can do it for one thing, you can do it for another, and that means you can suppress free thought, ideas, the free flow of information, and really social media and things like Twitter, Facebook are the new form of intelligence chatter. We monitor a lot of things happening in Syria and Iran based on our access to the internet to see what's going on there. So this has far-reaching ramifications, not just business and not just taxing, but legal, technical, intelligence, military. I mean, there's a whole host of things that are going to happen here.
Morgan Wright, live with us. Morgan, thanks very much. We think this is a very big thing going on here. So tonight on Fox Report, we're going to go in depth on this, exactly what they're doing and trying to do, and how it's going to affect all of our access to the internet, really for a very long time to come. Well, we're also tracking